Welcome to Passport for Wellness. Today's excursion will start in 1 minute. Enjoy the sights and sounds of today's Passport for Wellness destination. Welcome to Passport for Wellness. Today's excursion starts now.
Well, hello there. Looks like you're ready to do some traveling today. I'm your conductor, Hank, and I am just thrilled that you'll be traveling with us today. Before we get started, make sure you have enough space around you so you can move freely without bumping into another traveler. That also means having your own chair to sit in when needed, as well as the person's chair in front of you to use for balance when standing. Make sure you have enough space to walk in place and to stretch your arms out wide and move from side to side. If you plan on sitting throughout our excursion, make sure you have enough space to move your legs and to stretch out your arms and can move from side to side. Just follow along with what you see on the screen at a comfortable pace. If you're sitting, make sure you follow along with what you see in this special box. Be sure to slow down or stop at any point if you feel lightheaded or dizzy. Only participate if you feel confident and comfortable moving your body throughout our travels. So, where are we headed today? Oh, so we're going to the cradle of the ancient Indus Valley civilization, part of the famed spice route, home to over 1 billion people. India. Why, I can remember enjoying the sights and sounds of India myself many years ago. Of course, I was much younger back then.
Thanks for joining me today. My name is Henry, and I'm so excited to be here with you in India. We're at the train station at the base of the Himalayan mountains, the roof of the world, as they call them. Come on, let's get moving. We have a lot to see and do. India is so big, it's not just a country, it's a subcontinent with nearly 5,000 miles of coastline to the south and the world's tallest mountain range to the north. India is the 7th largest country in the world. It shares borders with Pakistan to the west, China, Nepal, and Bhutan to the north along the Himalayas, and with Bangladesh and Myanmar to the east. India is not just huge, it's also moving. Here, put your hands together like this. The Indian tectonic plate is moving north and colliding with the Eurasian plate, pushing the northern part of the plate up, creating the Himalayan mountains and tipping the southern part of the Indian plate down, creating the Indian Ocean. The Indian plate is moving north 2 inches every year, So the Himalayan mountains are getting a half-inch taller every year. Nice going, everyone. We've got so much to see in India, we need to pick up the pace. Trains are the best way to see India. It's one of the largest railway networks in the world. Keep moving. With over 70,000 miles of track and more than 7,000 stations. Of course, with 1 billion people, it's sometimes hard to get a seat. Try carrying 23 million passengers every day. That's a lot. Okay, let's slow it down, but keep moving. Trains are great ways to see new sights and meet new people. When was the first time you can remember being on a train? Where were you going? I love trains so much that I could see myself working on a train one day. Maybe when I get older. Who knows? One of India's major agricultural products is tea. It's the second largest producer behind China. Tea is so popular, it's even recognized as the national drink of India. Hey, let's take a bike tour of a tea plantation. Have a seat and start pedaling with me. Tea has been part of Indian culture for thousands of years, but it was the English with the British East India Company in the early 1800s that began mass producing tea leaves to sell to the rest of the world. Great pedaling, everyone. Let's stand up. Let's breathe in the aroma of some freshly brewed tea. Inhale. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. Tea serves both a culinary role as an aromatic beverage as well as a curative aid when it is infused with herbs. In fact, tea originated in southwest China near India as a medicinal drink. One more big breath. Breathe in and out. That feels good. Let's start walking again. Tea leaves grow on bushes. Here, reach out with your arms to start picking. Tea leaves grow typically twice a year, in the spring and again in late summer, depending on the climate. Workers pick the leaves from the bushes and place them in baskets they often carry on their backs. While machines can harvest tea leaves, many higher quality teas are picked by hand to not bruise the leaves and have a higher quality product. Boy, what a great hand workout. Whew. Okay, that's enough picking, but let's keep walking. I can't imagine being out in the fields all day like that. Did you ever help out on a farm? Was it your family's? Or were you just visiting? It's nice to know where food really comes from. Keep walking. There are many different types of tea. Did you know they all come from the same plant? Yep, the Camellia sinensis plant. The different colors and variety of tea are based on how the leaves are processed. When I think of a cup of tea, I think of tea bags. But where was the tea bag first invented? Was it in England, India, or in the United States? The first tea bags were invented in the 1800s in the United States to hold samples of tea from India. Today, over 95% of all the cups of tea served around the world are made using tea bags. Keep walking with me, everyone. We're at the banks of the Ganges River. It's one of the great rivers of the world, originating as snowmelt from the Himalayas. The Ganges flows some 1,500 miles through the northern heart of India and into Bangladesh. Like us, the Ganges never stops moving and makes its way down to the world's largest river delta, stretching some 200 miles along the Bay of Bengal. Okay, let's stand up tall and put our hands together like we are paddling a boat on the Ganges River. Just like that. Good job. The Ganges is the most sacred river to the Hindu faith, and millions of people rely on it for their daily needs. Keep switching sides. The Ganges is called the River of India by its people and is worshipped by many as the goddess Ganga. Okay, let's squat down and throw our arms over our heads and back up and down again. Millions of Hindus ritualistically bathe like this in the Ganges every day. They believe that the river washes away their sins. By scooping up the water and letting it fall back in the river, they pay homage to their ancestors. Many Hindus even bring the ashes of their loved ones to spread out onto the Ganges. Hey, let's do some yoga poses. Yoga is at least 5,000 to 7,000 years old and thought to have originated as early as 40,000 BC. The word yoga means union in Sanskrit, the ancient language of India. Now, the other side. The union represents coming together of the mind, body, and soul. While there are many different types of yoga, the holistic nature of the poses help balance our entire selves. Let's get walking again. It's always good to stretch your body and your mind. Staying limber is an important part of staying healthy. What's the most flexible you can remember your body being? What kind of stretching or exercise were you doing? Even though we may not be as limber as in the past, keeping our bodies flexible and moving is a great way to stay fit and healthy. Wow, you are doing great on our travels through India today. We started at the base of the Himalayas, learned about tea, and paddled down the Ganges. So it's a great time to stay centered and save some energy for the second half of our travels today. Grab a drink of water if you need to, or plan to have one after we've finished. Either way, we'll be back to continue our journey together soon. Oh, and see if you know the answers to these fun facts about India. We are exploring India. We've seen trains, we've seen riverboats. How else can you see India? How about on top of an Indian elephant? Okay, let your arms fall down. Now move from side to side. Elephants sway their entire body when they walk. The Indian elephant is an endangered species. There are less than 100,000 in the entire world. While the Indian elephant is smaller than its African cousin, they still can get pretty big, weighing between 5,000 and 10,000 pounds or more. Excellent. Okay, now take a seat. Sit up like you're riding in a basket on top of an elephant. Turn your torso all the way to one side, and then the other. Like we are looking around the jungle. A mahal is a person who rides an elephant, not as a passenger, but as the person who steers the elephant after having trained them. They start training as a boy and are paired with an elephant for life. Okay, now let's lift our legs up and touch our heels together. Like if we were sitting behind the elephant's ears. That's it. Keep your legs up. When an elephant is fully trained, a mahal uses his heel to tap behind the elephant's ear to steer them left or right. Can you imagine steering an elephant through village traffic? That's a big responsibility. Good job. Okay, let's stand up and get moving. When is the first time you can remember seeing an elephant in real life? Were you at a zoo? Maybe you saw one in its natural habitat. Elephants are majestic creatures that scientists say have exceptional memory, like you, for remembering the first time you saw one. Looks like things are going to be heating up soon. We are in Mumbai, the city that used to be called Bombay and is now home of Bollywood. Okay, let's take a moment to stretch our arms out as far as we can. Really push your hands out as far as you can. Okay, now relax and try to push them out even farther this time. Oh, Bollywood is the largest producer of feature films in the world, like 50% more than Hollywood, and selling 8 times as many movie tickets. Bollywood is serious business. Bollywood is the nickname for the Hindi language movie industry. The films are usually musicals with elaborate productions. Here, let's do some typical Bollywood moves. First, let's slap our knee 3 times. Now, let's do the other knee 3 times. Another move is twirling your wrists like this. Maybe even turn a full 360 while we're doing it. Wow, you guys learn fast. Are you ready to give it a go? Here's the music. Let's go Bollywood. First, some knee slaps to the left. Awesome, now to the right. Good job, now let's twirl our wrist and turn all the way around. Now, the other way. Yes! Slap your knee. Other side. Woo! You guys are real Bollywood stars. Don't forget me when you're famous. Woo! That was fun. Let's slow it down and walk a little. All this dancing has me a little out of breath. Say, what's the first time you can remember dancing? Was it a recital? A school dance? Or were you just dancing for the fun of it to a band or the radio? Dancing is not only a great way to have fun, but it's also a great way to stay fit. We were already talking about Bollywood producing more films than Hollywood, but when do you think it happened for the first time? Was it in the early 1970s, the mid-1980s, or the late 1990s? Bollywood became the largest producer for movies in the early 1970s and has been on top ever since. Okay, here we are at India's most iconic structure, the Taj Mahal, the jewel of Muslim art in India, and often listed as one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Let's pick up the pace as we tour the Taj Mahal, or Crown of Palaces. It was built in the 1600s and is a white marble mausoleum on the southern bank of the Yamuna River in the city of Agra. The Taj Mahal was built for an astronomical sum back then that would be over 800 million in today's US dollars. The magnificent architecture uses intricate geometric designs, a massive marble dome, and 4 towering minarets. Here, let's get a good stance with our hands together above our head. Now, bring them down and spread them out like the shape of the Taj Mahal's onion dome as you squat down. Then finally, bring your hands together at the bottom to finish for the base of the dome. Great job! Again, the brass lotus spire atop the dome was originally gold. Push those hands out to form the shape of the marble dome. It is over 100 feet wide. And bring your hand back in at the bottom to finish the base of the dome. Nice going, everyone. Okay, let's keep moving. In 1631, Shah Jahan was so distraught over the death of one of his 3 wives, his favorite one, during the birth of their 14th child, that he decreed the building of this incredible mausoleum and garden complex for her tomb. The Shah used over 1,000 elephants to bring the marble and other building materials to the site. let's pick up the pace. The Taj Mahal is an incredible feat of engineering. Workers stood on massive brick scaffolds that foremen believed would take years to dismantle. But when the Shah said anyone could take the bricks from the scaffold once the Taj Mahal was completed, the entire scaffolding was removed overnight by peasants who used the brick for their own homes. Now that's really picking up the pace, huh? All right, let's slow it down. Traveling around India has made me hungry. Indian cuisine has many regional varieties. They all have one thing in common: lots of vegetables and fruits. In fact, many people in India are vegetarians, both by choice and belief. Vegetables are definitely a good source of energy to keep you going when you're as active as us. It's been great fun exploring India with you. Thank you so much for coming along. Maybe we could do it again sometime. Maybe sometime soon. I certainly hope so. Until then, Alvida, everyone!
I can remember that trip like it was yesterday. Or maybe it was even today. When I'm traveling, I like to stretch the muscles that I've used once our journey is done. If you're standing, have a seat. Let's first lace our fingers together and push your arms out forward in front of you. Oh, boy, that feels good. Next, let's lift our left knee up and pull it towards you. Excellent. Now let's do the same with our right knee. There you go. Okay, time now for a few deep breaths. Breathe in as far as you can. Raise your arms up above your head. And breathe out as you move your arms to your side. Good job. Breathe in. Breathe out. I could just imagine what it must have been like walking along the base of the Himalayas. Breathe in. Breathe out. Picking tea leaves, paddling on the Ganges, riding an Indian elephant, going Bollywood. Breathe in. Breathe out. And seeing the Taj Mahal. Quite the adventure. Taking a fanciful journey like that today reminds me of all kinds of things. What did you remember from today's journey? It's always good to remember things like that. Until next time, make it a memorable day.